Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Motorsport Manager. We're still in our first season of the World Motorsport Championship, and doing okay, I suppose, considering, again, it is our first season. We have a 13th and a 17th place driver, 7th place overall. Our goal for the season is 9th or above, and we are definitely above that level as of right now, so that's good to see. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the next race. We're actually also making some pretty decent money, making some good parts for our car. We got another gearbox coming up at the 7 turns, so really trying to just bump up the quality of our car and things like that as much as we can to really make our following seasons as beneficial as possible. So let's get into the mail. Nothing really going here, just some stuff about the last race. We got 12 hours on fixing the car, not too bad. Let's go ahead and accept the interview. Which one of your drivers is better? I'm not answering that. I know it lowers our overall marketability a little bit, but I really don't want to say which one of my drivers is better right now. They're both really good at any given point in time. And I think they're doing a pretty good job overall. A little bit slower on the pit stops. People winning things, scouting report. Frankie Parks is a pay driver. Driver sponsor will pay you $800,000 for each race they are involved in. Half of that if the driver takes part in practice only. Oh, wow. They're volunteering, they're erratic, they're aggressive. It's tempting to bring this guy in just to get an extra $400,000 for using him in practice. I mean, his feedback is terrible. He's completely worthless in that regard. But he's also going to give us $400,000. I wanted somebody who's going to help improve our other guys more. But I think this is going to be fine, honestly. You know what? It's going to be better than what we got. We're going to pay him like just nothing. Let's see here. Wages aren't important. Status isn't important. Prefer a long contract. We'll give you a long contract. Signing on fee is not important. Bonus size isn't very important. Like, none of this is important. Let's just start with this. He's got a little bit of patience, so maybe this will be enough. We'll just give you the bare minimum we possibly can and see how insulted you are. And go from that. All right, there's our scouting report, which we already saw. I guess I could have checked these other guys real quick. Found a religion. That doesn't really help us at this point. And I think this is the one that was dangerous. Yeah, resource hog. Yeah, all that stuff. Not worth the risk at the moment. Pit crew. Let's check out our pit crew real quick. We have a couple mistake percentages bumped up here. You can go back into being a front jack. That'll help us out a lot there. We still need somebody who's good at, well, I say we need somebody good at fixing. We don't really, because we don't do a lot of fixing currently. We do need somebody who's good at refueling, though, which we don't really have. But I think we're going to hire these top 2 people. And that'll be that. For now. Oh, we must select a pit crew to replace. Really? Okay. Do we really have that many pit crew? Oh, I apparently was not scrolling down all the way. My apologies. Silly me. Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but we do obviously have more options. So we needed somebody good at refueling, which honestly, none of these people are great at refueling. What we will probably do is drop you down to there and then swap a couple people out who just are okay into the fixing slot. Anybody just really good at some other things that we're not? You know what? You're really good at that. That'll give us a little bit of a boost there. You guys are really good at the front jack as well as the rear jack, but we're covered there. So I think we got the best we can on the tires. We got the best we can on the front and rear jack. And then it's just about who we got the best we can on the refueling, which I think we're okay there. So really, anybody we want at this point into the fixing, because again, not really that critical. Just because we can, we'll go and drop you 2 guys there, and that'll be fine. Cool, I like it. Car repair finished. Let's go check out our car, make sure we're improving the right things. All performance going into this stuff, and I think I'm okay with that. Still a little bit of reliability ticking into those, which again, Also okay with that. And we got 6 days on our part. Also got some more sponsor stuff, which we've already got the 3 offers here, so we'll go ahead and pick this up. Bonus payment, qualifying and race qualifying. Okay, all these are the same. First place, target position, none of that's going to be helpful. So honestly, at this point, we just want to go for whatever's going to be best up front, because none of this other money are we going to get. So we'll grab the $1 million up front here. That's going to be very helpful for the season. And actually, we'll come back around before the end of the season as well, so that's useful. Team Championship target update. We are 7th, currently better than our 9th. 40% chance of rain in the next race. Gearbox is finished, plus we're about to get our contract proposal back. They want us to... There seem to be plenty of areas we can improve on. Can you do something about it? I mean, that's true. I'm not working on anything in our headquarters right now. I was really focusing more on our car, because we're at the point now where anything we put into our headquarters will be pretty expensive to do. We will go ahead and set up our next gearbox. Go with that. Go with that. It does increase the number of days, which is not great, but what you're going to do, go with that. We will go with... I mean, we could reduce the cost, reduce the risk, and increase the cost and grab one of these other ones, but don't think that's really what we're looking for. Acceleration plus 35, acceleration plus 55. More days. That's fine. And last but not least, acceleration plus 115, I think is... Oh my goodness, it puts the red zone up high. Oh, wow. Yeah. So if we're going to do that, we need to get something that would lower the red zone a bit, which would mean something like that instead. Actually, let's do this differently. We can also go with this one. It increases the cost greatly, though. We can also go with just the basic 50. But no, let's go with this. And if we get rid of this, we're at 1710. That puts us down only 5 levels lower, but does drop the reliability down to a red zone of 40%, which I think we could live with. I think we could live with that. Could go with that one, but that increases the risk level. Anything else that we could do to lower red zone? Not really. What about you? Red zone minus 15%. So that's actually helping us, not hurting us. So that's good. So it's minus 20%, but it doesn't give us any acceleration. No, I think we could live with a... Oh, it's actually 25%. What am I looking at? The red zone is... Total would be 50 minus 25, right? Oh, but it would start off at a certain... Okay, never mind. It does start off a little bit high. So I think this is about 40% is what I'm looking at. So we would want to get it to at least 80% before we really feel comfortable. There's no part skimming or part trimming, I should say, or what is the word I'm trying to say? Whatever. We can't trim back our parts any to lower the reliability to get improvement boosts anyway. So honestly, this is probably okay. Oh, this increases our risk level. That's right. So we can't probably do that. This is 50% red zone. We would really have to get the reliability on this part up as high as possible to make this worthwhile. But honestly, you know what? Let's go for it. $2.9 million, 35 days to produce. This is going to take a while. This could take a long while. But I think this could be a pretty humongously useful part for us. Go for it. Why not? We got this. We got it all the way up to legendary for a reason. Might as well take advantage of it. I'm actually currently 7th with what we got now. All right, so let's go ahead and fit parts because we do know that this new part is going to be better than some of the other ones we have, although the reliability is pretty bad. But that being said, like if we move you up to there, actually, let's not even do that. Let's just hold off where we're at now. But we'll go to improve parts. We're going to go and drop all this off for the moment. Drop all of y'all for just a second. We're going to improve you guys there, but we're going to put it all on reliability for the moment. I don't think this race it'll be up high enough to matter. Could go a little bit less and just get at least a little bit of ticking here. If we get one per day, then it will get above this one pretty quickly. And the red zone on this part is very low at this level. So honestly, we don't need much reliability to feel comfortable with this particular one. No, I think this will be fine. I think a little bit here. In fact, I'm almost even worth going down to 2010. Not getting a whole lot here, but just enough. And getting more performance. Because in what? Like 10 days or whatever, that would give us 20. That'll definitely put it above this average one, which is what I want to get. I want to get at least above that average. How many days until our next race? Oh, it's actually only 4 days. So, what if we did 15. This will be 3. So in 4 days, it'd be 12. 37%, which is 32% above the red line. Might be worthwhile. Nah, let's just go a little bit higher. We'll just do this. It'll be fine. I think that'll be good. If it's not quite the performance level that we want, then we'll just use the race after that, and that'll be okay. Contract renegotiation. Wages aren't important to me, but they were insulted. Everything else they were okay with. So honestly, let's just jump you up to about 25. That's got to be enough. Come on. We can even give you a little bit of a sign-on bonus. Just to sweeten the pot a little bit, since they were neutral on those anyway. I mean, if we give them 25,000 per race and we're getting back 400,000, obviously that's still a benefit in our direction. So let's go with that. Financial management. David, you're spending too much money on everything. We got this. Do not worry about us. We got a lot more sponsor money coming in. We're going to be fine. Trust us. We didn't get this far off of our good looks. Gearbox. Like I said, I mean, I would love to do some headquarters stuff, but I just don't think we can afford it this year. We've got to focus on the car for right now. But the sooner we get the headquarters stuff going, the better. So it is something I don't want to ignore completely, but honestly, I'm actually okay with that auto pick. Because it's not very, you know what? I'm okay with both these auto picks. I think these are fine. All right, so how do we get on the 47%? I'm actually, it's about 42% higher than what the red line, right? So I actually think that's good enough. And it's 2 points higher than this one down here. So technically just ever so slightly higher, but I think that's going to be fine. And then what do we got for the race? So acceleration is important. So we want to give, I guess Chi is doing our better racing right now. So we'll give her the better part. Braking, we'll give her the better parts of there, which is really not much difference. And shocks. Also really not much difference. And then Lau can get the better of the other ones because it doesn't really matter that much. Cool. I like it. Too bad we couldn't get that driver coming in before this race, but we should hopefully he'll be happy with the increase in wages and will join us for the next one. I probably should have just offered him more money up front because obviously losing out on that $400,000, it would have been way worth the increased cost that we could have given him. But he said it wasn't important, so I believed him. Apparently it was important, and he just didn't tell me. All right, we'll just go with U2, car setup. Let's load. Where are we at? We're on Munich Trek A. Munich Trek B, probably the next closest thing, which is, oh, there's Munich Trek A. Let's allow, apparently we don't have a chin for Trek A. Oh well, we'll just load that one then. Looks, apparently the downforce is way off. Oh, whatever, something like that. Tire choice, Let's just practice, we'll go with mediums. And confirm, and you are going to go with You actually had a track A. And go with mediums for you as well. I think that's pretty good. And we will take the practice. All right, one of you. Actually, we may just do both of you on qualifying. That's going to be fine. And they're off. It's going to bring you both back in. It's starting to rain a little bit. Probably will want to go swap to inners. All right, so you're actually in a really good spot right now. We will go ahead and swap you to inners real quick. What else we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and load or change your speed balance a little bit. Ever so slightly. Don't know if it really matters which direction. We'll go with one direction, see what that looks like. And you're good to go. You actually have at least one excellent already. Perfect. The other ones are a bit further off. And by a bit, I mean a lot. So we'll move the handling up. We'll move the speed balance down. Something to that effect. See what that does for us. And also, you're going to go to inners as well. Go, go, go. All right, let's go and bring you both back in. Excellent all the way across the board, so you're good to go. So just do whatever. We'll keep going with qualifying trim for now. Everything else looks good. Yep, no, we're good. We're locked in. Better-ish. So I guess we're going the right direction. So I went up with that one, so a little bit further up that way. And speed balance probably right on the line down here then, if I had to guess. Still good to go out on inners for a little bit further, and that's going to be fine. All right. Need a little bit more on the qualifying trim. I'm going to swap you back out to different tires, though. All right, we're up to grade at least, so that's a huge improvement. Wonder if it's like right on the line. It's not really going to be an easy way to do this, is there? Definitely not that. Nope, not really. We may have to go with this. I'll just be happy with it. Could try that. It's not much of a change. The other guy's going out qualifying. We're going to start you on race trim, and you're going to go back to mediums as well. And we're going to go ahead and bring you back in. Just going back on a race trim as well. Start locking that in. We didn't get really high on. We actually were just shy of 2 on medium and intermediate tires. May wish we had that, but I think it's going to be okay. I guess we can go ahead and bring you back in. It's going to be fine. Okay, so we found the excellent on speed, and we're just a hair off on excellent on handling, but we're actually technically better overall. Man, not going to be easy to do anything different with this. We'll try that. I don't think it's much different, but we'll try it anyway. And if nothing else, we got the 98% to rely on. Will we get up to rank 3 race trim? It's going to be close. Got to rank 3 on medium tires. Will we have time to send you out one more time for just anything? I don't think it's going to matter. No, it's probably going to pause it right there. Yep. Didn't quite get it to rank 3 on the race trim. That's unfortunate, actually. Oh well. I'll be alright. Okay, cool. I think that felt like a pretty good practice session overall. We got a pretty good lock-in on our overall trims and things. So see how we do in the qualifying here. No water, no weather, no nothing. So I guess we'll go medium tires and qualifying trim. But it doesn't really matter because I don't think they're going to stay on the medium tires. So you are... We did get excellent across the board. Perfect. I mean, I don't think it's obviously not much difference here, but that is good to see. Actually, we're going to go ahead and save this real quick since we don't have a track A for her. And we'll go on the softs. I think that's fine. Yep, for sure. Let's go qualify with that. And we'll just simulate the session at this point. Not much to do anyway. Come on, Lau. Sorry about that. If you heard my stomach growling a little bit on the microphone, I don't know if that picked up or not. Oh, Lau jumped up there at the very end. All right, so we got 2 guys qualified in the top 15. That's a start. One of them possibly able to qualify in the top 10. Actually, both of them, she would have been if Lau hadn't jumped up. So it looks like either one of our guys might be able to squeeze into the top 10 here. And we will simulate this session as well. Come on, top 10. Top 10, top 10. Dropping down a little bit now. We're going to be able to jump up there. Does not look like it. That's okay. Barely missed it, but that's okay. We did actually get above the sponsor objective, though. So that is huge. That's actually a big deal. So I'm very happy with that. Not like we're getting a lot of sponsor money, but getting that in the qualifying is still money. It's still money in our pocket. 100,000 bucks right there. And we'll just go and simulate the last session. See what these guys do. Apparently it's starting to rain, which does mean these guys are going to have to come out on inters in the actual race, I think. So if it's not raining in the race, that's a benefit for us. So hopefully it's not raining at the start of the race, because that would be a pretty significant jump for us. Be kind of funny. Actually, it looks like 2 of them qualified under softs. So I guess those guys would presumably be able to just stay on the softs. It's not raining yet, so whether or not it'll rain during the race or not, we'll find out. But I think there's going to be a lot of guys in some inners here. All right, we're going to go... I think we're going to go pit stop crew and nurse with you, just like we usually do. And then you are going to go nurse and... We're going to go medium tires. Why not? I don't think I'm going to go race trim. It's not as good a performance boost that we got off of that one. Car setup. How did you change? I thought you were already in, like, all good stuff. Did they, like, change a few things between here and here? They did. Well, we're going to use this setup. Not much difference, but I feel like it's better. And it is going to start raining here soon. So actually, we're going to have to go out and enter. So those guys kind of lucked out a little bit. We'll go with full fuel for now until we get a feel for things. Anything here we want to change? I think you're already on enters as well. That's fine. Driver strategy, same old, same old. So we'll have a lap without anything, and then we're going to have a little bit of rain for a few laps. And they're off. Come on, Chi. Let's go. See what you can do. Here comes the rain. If we can get to lap, 9, 10, something like that, that would be ideal to be able to swap out tires and stuff. So if we're going to do that, we're going to need to come back on the heat on the tires just a smidge. I'm going to keep pushing on the, or keep going overtake on the engine for right now. And because we have a little bit of fuel that we can burn, I think. And we're still above our sponsor objective for the moment, so that's our first goal. Not really getting a good push past anybody, though. I feel like our engines are pretty weak, to be perfectly honest. That might be another big thing for us right now. Come on, Chi, let's go. You can do it. Gotta at least get to lap 8. Come on. '12th and 13th. I mean, we're holding, but not by much. Most of these other guys are doing about the same kind of overall strategy that we are, so we'll go ahead and take that as a good thing, I suppose. Looks like it will stop raining for quite a while, and it will dry up pretty heavily, so I think we're going to be okay. It's pretty cool out. It is pretty cool out, so we're going to start losing temperature in our tires pretty fast here in a moment. Which is just as bad as having too hot tires. I really want to get to lap 10. That is my goal. We might be able to. We're only about 57%. About 6 lap. We're on the 6th lap now, so we might be alright. But we're going to start getting some pretty cold tires here momentarily. Chi's up to 9th, so it's good to see. Lau's in 11th. Keep pushing it, guys. I think I'm okay with the engine doing what it's doing for now still. Burning through a lot more fuel, but we're going to have to refill anyway. It's just a matter of whether or not we can make it to the tire goal, I should say. Because we'll probably need to swap out you at lap 9 and you at lap 10 or something to that effect. If we can make it that far. We're on lap 8 now. Should be able to get through lap 9, probably lap 10. Or am I reading this wrong? There's still going to be a little bit of water on lap 10, but it's going to be low enough. I think it's going to be okay to come out with different tires. She's right on. Oh, I was going to say, she's going to have a good pass here. 8th place. Oh, she's going to be able to hold on to it. Not with these. Oh, barely. Yep, she got it, I think. I think we're going to be okay. Maybe. We're on lap 9. We're still in pretty good shape. No, we're going to keep pushing. Keep going. Could drop down the fuel usage a little bit, and I actually think that's probably a good idea. Just to see how much farther we can go with these tires while there's still a little bit of water. Oh, looks like it is going to start getting wet again towards the end. So we're not going to get much time on some soft tires. Do we need to pit now, or is it next lap? I think it's next lap. Wait a minute. We're going to cross this line with maybe a little bit over a lap left. Nope. We got to pit you now. And yeah, we're just going to take a really brief stint on some softs for the middle of the race here, and then we'll come back out with some other stuff after that. The softs are only going to really get us like maybe 10 laps. We'll get a little bit less fuel, just save ourselves shave a few seconds off. We'll go with that. I think that's going to be fine. We'll have to go a little bit more laid back on the fuel itself, but I think it will be okay. Looks like nothing's going to change here, so we'll just go ahead and leave it at balanced. Let's go with that. Everybody's tire wear is just about identical right now. So we're pitting Lau early, obviously, so we don't stack our guys. We're going to keep you on neutral for just a moment. And we'll leave high, because I don't want you to like spin out or something like that while there's still a little bit of water left. And then we are going to pit you in for some softs. Same kind of thing, just a little bit over that. And we'll go fast with you. See what you can do. Some of this tire stuff, I mean, we're only going to have a few laps where it's dry, and then we're going to have to get right back onto some inners. But I think it'll be okay. Come on, we got some good tire changing with her, which is good. A lot of fuel that we needed, though. There comes Lau. Looks like the stuff's dry enough. We're going to go ahead and bump up to medium just for a little bit. Got a mistake, though, unfortunately. That is not good. Rear jack. Oof, no good. Everybody else came out on mediums, which is interesting. Guess that's, I mean, I guess we do have a pretty big gap here. We got to make, what, almost 12 laps, so maybe I should have done mediums, come to think of it. Especially since we have the performance increase on mediums. Yeah, mediums probably would have been better, come to think of it. We'll go ahead and play this out, obviously, at this point, but in retrospect, maybe that would have been a better bet. Because I think we're going to have to swap to the inners way too soon. It looks like we will be on inners for the remainder of the race once we get on them again. We're in good form right now, so that's good to see. I'm going to go drop you guys down to medium and conserve and just really just kind of settle in. See if we can stretch this out as much as possible. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. We're at a 10 form on her. Wow, she is just on point. He's only at a 4.4, 4.3 just now. Drop down. We are literally the only ones on softs right now. Guess that tells us something. Come on, guys. Keep pushing it. You're doing good. Doing really, really good, actually. Tires are going to start getting pretty cold here, unfortunately, but not much we can do about it. If we can use out this fuel, like as in other words, make our tires stretch until as far as the fuel goes, we might be getting inners right at the right time. Ooh, we're almost going to need wets there at the end, but I don't know that we swap over to wets with just a couple laps to go. I almost think we stay on the inners. Like if we look at the inners, just barely below that line. The wets need at least kind of half water, which maybe we do go to wets. Maybe. It's a close one. It's tough because it's not going to be really within the optimal band for wets very, very much. It's going to be right on the line. I'll have to think about it while we're doing these last couple laps. Be interesting if somebody else swapped over before us, but I think we are going to be the first ones to swap. All right, we got to get a little bit more temperature in our tires. Can we make it 2 more laps with Lau? Maybe. Come on, let's go. You guys got this. All right, so I want to pit. I should probably pit now, but I kind of want to see if I can go one more lap with Lau. Let's go ahead and go you down and conserve. Will we have just enough fuel? I think we will. I mean, the tire wear is going to be pretty low, but yeah, we should be able to make it one more lap. And then 2 more laps with Chi. Okay, that's going to be fine. So we're going to go ahead and schedule your pit now. Now's the real decider. Do we go wet or do we go inners? I think we've got to go inners. And if we decide to swap to wets later, so be it. But for now, we got to go inners. And we need enough fuel to get through the rest of the race, which I think 13 laps will be fine. To be able to push a little bit more if we want to. It looks like fast could be useful if they don't mess up. Come on, guys. You can do it. It's going to start raining pretty much as soon as you start coming out of this. In fact, it's right now. There we go. So this swap to inners is actually at a pretty good time. You're going to go ahead and swap over to inners as well. Fill up. There's only going to be like 10 laps left for you, so we'll probably drop you down a little bit. Really not much difference here. We'll go out balanced. Play it a little bit safer with you. Come on, Lau. We do have quite a bit of fuel, and we're going to push on the tires. Lau's in last place, but he is the first to swap. And some of these other guys are starting to come out with inners, so maybe we're doing the right thing. I feel like we are, but it is going to be so close. It's also the always possibility to swap to wets for those last few laps, especially with Chi, since she has a little bit of a benefit to that. You can swap tires faster. I'm going to go overtake, keep it on overtake, but kill you on neutral. Since we do have excess fuel at the moment. At least until we burn that off. Sure, just really get back into this a bit more. Gonna have to alternate the tires quite a bit. Try and keep it in this kind of middle band here. A couple of guys did go to wets though, so it apparently we can go either way. It's tempting to swap Chi out here towards the end when it starts getting really, really wet. Seven laps remaining, guys. Come on. Doing good. Doing really good, actually. Don't know that we're going to catch 8th place, but we're getting... I think we're going to hold on to at least top 11, maybe. Unless just something really bad goes on. Did it actually stop raining for a couple ticks? No, not quite. Actually, it might have stopped raining very briefly because it looks like it is going to start coming down just a little bit. All right. Try and get a little bit more temperature in the tires. Yeah, but your red band is really low, buddy. I think you're going to be fine. But we will drop you down to high, just to be safe. She's up to 8th. I don't think there's any way we could just afford a swap to wets, though. I just don't think that we can. Four laps remaining. Yeah, we got plenty of tire, plenty of fuel. We're fine. Nope. We're going to ignore you. Sorry, my dear. We've got to go with it as is. Unless some of these other guys start coming in. Like, where's Flores? Is Flores going in? Did you just pit? You did just pit. I don't know. Maybe this is a mistake. But I'm hoping their pit slows them down so much that us staying out there is ultimately going to be better for us. We've only got a couple laps to hold on. I mean, wait, look, we may get past here. I can accept that because this person is wet. I'm just hoping some of these guys that did pit don't catch up with us. But Flores is actually, they pit and they're right on Lau's tail. So maybe that was the better way to go. Just got to hold on just a little longer. This is the thing. Look, if 11th place catches up with 10th place, catches up with Lau, then I'll definitely know we made a mistake. But I think we're going to be okay. Still got excess fuel. I'm going to drop you down to high just so I don't forget about it. And leave you on high as well. Oh, it's the last lap, isn't it? Oh, we're not across the line yet, though. Once we cross the line, we'll know how much fuel we have a little bit better. Not much excess, to be perfectly honest, but we have a decent amount of tire excess. So I'm just going to go all out attack right. We'll go push because we're not actually on the best tires for this. I don't want to spin out or anything. Yeah, we were going to lose 8th place, but I can accept that. Actually, we are probably going to lose 10th. They did catch us. Wow. So yeah, the wets make that much difference. That was several seconds of a difference. Several seconds. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still pretty happy with how we ended the race. 9th and 12th is pretty solid. We could have been, what, 8th and 11th, 8th and 10th if the wet change had been efficient enough to get us back out there in the mix. But I don't know. I don't know if it would have been quick enough. Maybe with Chow, Chi, I should say, it might have been enough. I just don't know. I don't know that we would have been quick enough to be able to catch back up and hold back, get that 8th place back again. So I think if anything, had we swapped to wets right over here, I think we would have just been in 9th place anyway. We would have slowed down so much that Flores would have stayed ahead of us, and we would not have had a good enough car to catch him. So I think we had at least a chance to hold him off on the inners. But I think had we swapped to wets, we probably would have been almost the exact same result when it was all said and done. So no, I think it was okay. We almost held him off long enough. Almost. Had it been like a half a lap later when it got to wet, then I think we would have been perfectly fine. Cool. No, I think it was a good race. It was a good race. Hopefully we get our new backup driver to give us a little bit extra money for each race, each qualifying, or not qualifying, I guess it would be practice, but still, that would be very useful. I mean, their feedback is terrible, so it's going to hurt us in that regard, but I think we'll be able to deal with that for the extra money. Our marketability dropped a bit, so that's because we weren't committing to which of our drivers is better. So the next time that decision comes up, we may have to actually pick a driver, unfortunately. Well, there's our save, so we're going to go ahead and put a cut in there. But that was a pretty good race. I feel pretty good about that one. We got a good gearbox coming up here in 28 days, which is after the next race still, but it's going to be okay. But yeah, we're going to keep making our car better and keep doing what we can. So I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.